Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jennifer Saldana. Today my topic is searching for the perfect apartments. Moving out of your parents' home is a big step in a young adult life. Either moving out for college or either moving out to be living on your own. I found a quote online stated by Jacqueline Curtis that read, "Don't leave apartment hunting for last minute. In a perfect world, it should start around 3 months before your must move in date." I currently work at an apartment complex. I've been there for 3 years and I have people coming in and out. One thing that we try to do is give them the best customer service as well as making sure that our apartment is going to fit their needs. Searching for the ideal apartment can be difficult, but there is a method to approach the perfect decision. Research must be concluded in order to make the correct choice. The researching, comparing, and contracting the prices of apartments, the size, the living space, and most of all, the specific location within the city you are living in. The three main points that I will be talking about today is prices and budget, square footage and apartment amenities, as well as the location. Let's begin to talk about how important it is to get an apartment that is going to meet your needs. When people start searching for an apartment complex, the first thing that they always look at is the price. Searching for the perfect apartments does take time because many apartments do have a lot to offer. Some apartments always do have move-in specials, so one thing I do recommend when trying to find your perfect apartment is try to see if they have any move-in specials that could work around your budget, or see if they can give you personally a move-in special that will fit your needs. As well as make sure it's in your budget. After the budget has been calculated, this will determine which apartment community will be affordable for you and your needs. Always keep in mind of your expenses that will need to be paid off. So for example, if you have a car payment, insurance, other things that you need to pay, keep in mind that it is in your budget due to the fact that your rent will be paid and all the other expenses will be paid as well. Another situation that you should also keep in mind is maybe have a roommate with you. How many people will be living in your apartment complex? For example, let's say it's you and a friend and the price is $800. It can be divided in both, 400 and 400, and that gives you a little bit more money. That way you have money to play with. I found another quote that I thought was really interesting. It says, "You should lease the price of any apartment in half simply by sharing it with someone. You need a landlord approval before doing so. But having a roommate can significantly reduce the finance pressure of renting. Just make sure you have a written agreement with your roommate laying it all in the correct way." Once the budget has been decided, the next thing to keep in mind is the apartment square footage and amenities. One thing about the square footage is, so let's say for example your square footage is 639, it's 608 and the rent 639. A way that you know exactly how much they're charging you per square footage is take their rent divided by your square footage, and that would give you your square footage. For example, the rent 639, square footage 608. When you divide that, it gives you a total of 108 per square footage. So they're charging you $1.05 per square footage. Another thing I do recommend also is looking at the amenities. Many people ask for gyms, pool, playgrounds, dog park, Wi-Fi, cable. That's another thing you need to keep in mind when looking for an apartment complex. Some of them do offer it, however, some of them don't. As well as washer and dryers. Some of them have them located on their apartment complex, or either you have the washer and dryer plugs. Finding the perfect location can be hard because the prices in apartments do go up depending the area you are looking into. So I do believe a location is an important place because the safety, as well as it's stated by Nicholas, you should feel safe and happy in your neighborhood. Think about what you need. For example, groceries, stores, gym, public transportation, and how far you're willing to travel. If you find an apartment complex that is in a good area and the rent is a good price, I recommend you put it down on your top 5 so when searching for apartments. Another good location will be finding where the apartment complex is located, that there is schools around. For example, if you have children, yourself, if you go to school, make sure that there is close schools nearby for you to get to your location. In conclusion, the three subjects that I just went over, which was the prices, the budget, square footage, and as well as your locations and amenities. These subjects must be at the top of the research in order to make a sound decision of which apartment list you choose. After the decision is made, the last factor is to consider the length of the time you want to live in the apartment. Make sure not to jump into a long-term lease if you are iffy about the apartment. One thing I do recommend is doing like a short-term lease, month to month, 6 months, at least so you can give it a try, see what it's like living at the apartment complex, seeing if you like what they have to offer you, and making sure that it fits your needs. If you were to follow these 3 steps, the ones I just went over, I think it would give you a little brief example of what it's like to find your own apartment complex. Making sure it fits all your needs, and as well as making sure that it is in your budget range and it is able for you to pay your rent as well as pay your other expenses that do need to be paid. Thank you guys so much for watching.